happens to the best of us. Any crafter will understand getting the urge to organize their stash of whatever it is, yarn, fabric, beads, materials of any kind. You organize it, you set up a system, it's all good for a while. And then it just kind of gets out of hand again. Through no fault of your own, except maybe for buying more things. What's up? So, what are you supposed to do when your stash gets out of hand again? Well, the stash that has gotten out of hand for me is my fabric. I have a lot that I have accumulated over a decade, maybe? Something like that. And that's not to say that I don't use the ones from a decade ago. I have made myself a tailor's ham and sleeve ham and whole set out of pieces that I had from years ago, so I enjoy using what I have. But also sales and thrift stores come up and you see a piece of fabric and you're just like, oh, that could be something. It surely could. So we have to refocus a little bit. So I did already film myself doing the first portion of this, which was taking everything out of my art closet and building the piece of furniture that I got to now be there, but there's no audio. So you're probably seeing it here as a time-lapse of me, oh, big yawn, of me doing all those things. So I've got the piece of furniture. It's got 3 main compartments and the doors slide upwards, open. And then I also got a little slim cart on the side. I'm thinking for some fabrics that maybe are very bulky and that are better rolled up rather than folded could go in that cart. Instead of taking up space where I'm intending to use comic boards. The comic boards that I have, I've got these comic boards that come with these little clips. They're called comic boards, but they are made for folding up fabric, essentially like a little bolt, like how you would see at the store. I'm gonna try to use this for the majority of them, and then for bigger or bulkier ones, I got these bedsheet organizers. They're a strip of elastic with a little button so that you can, you know, wrap it around whatever and put it at whatever size you need. So I have a few old bed sheets of mine that I was like, oh, I can use this for stuff and things, and I have used them frequently for said stuff and things, but they're a lot of fabric, so those are the kinds that I'm thinking of doing rolled up like that and then having them in the little section. Now, this is probably a bit premature of me, but since there are 3 sections to my fabric organizer, the way that I'm thinking of organizing this without fully knowing how much would go in each section, because I haven't done it yet, I'm thinking of having one section for woven material, so non-stretchy material, knit, not knits, cottons, linens, things like this that are very clearly woven, just, you know, having another section for stretchy material. So I've got some like shirt materials that I've used to make ratty orbs and ratty toys. I've got a bunch of fleece for ratty houses and whatever else I might need fleece for. And then I'm thinking the third section can be just kind of the other section, just everything else that I don't know how to categorize. So like, I've got quite a few laces. I've also got things like shiny sequins. Very pretty, very lovely. Gonna have to be in the third section because otherwise I don't really know where to put it. Oh, things like batting I don't know yet. I don't exactly have a lot of batting. I guess we'll find out where I'm gonna put those. I have a lot, but that's why we're gonna be organizing it and we're gonna do a good job, and it's okay if not every little thing fits specifically there. I am opening up space that I had previously so if there's a lot of excess of a particular category, then they can go back to their spot. It's still leaving me with a more organized space that I can easily see what it is that I have so that I can better strive to use them. So like for example here, well there's a bunch of stuff on top, but I've got a section of smaller scraps, and I don't exactly know where I got some of these, but they look like they're samples, probably for upholstery. Just little squares of stuff that probably wouldn't work in my comic vault. No. Rude. It's possible that I'll go through this and I'll leave the smaller pieces of fabric in like this section where it was. Possibly even I've got a section off camera of smaller fleece squares and bits. Maybe that also gets put here. I don't know. We shall see. I think I just have to start and see what I have. Like, if anything, putting things in the bolts and in the rolls anyway, even if some of them end up going back in these containers and not in the piece of furniture that I got, it will still be more organized and easier for me to access than where I'm starting. Either way, it is good. It's a good thing to do. Hi, Kronos. Oh, you being a baby? Yeah. This is Kronos. He's very... Right now he's not being wiggly, but... Oh, there it is. He's a ragdoll, but he doesn't ragdoll much.
We begin day one. I have to fold just about everything I have into the comic boards. I'm trying to go through section by section and vaguely sort things into where I might want them to be later. Trying to organize all of them. I try to get the alligator clips into a good spot to be able to hold on to the fabric correctly. Some of the fabrics are a little bit tricky to do this with. Either they're short or because they're sequins or just bulky. It's a little bit difficult to get them to stay properly onto the board. I decided here that it might be beneficial to keep all of the fleeces together in that little section in the pusheen box so that they're all together. This big fleece, I just roll up and use one of the elastic cords to tie it up. more and more and more fabrics to unroll and then re-roll onto the comic board. Let me tell you, this was several hours, and it was very exhausting. I still have so much more left to go, but slowly getting there. I'm so tired and my back hurts, but that's the end of day 1, at least.
Oh my god. Several hours later, I have finally finished assembling. I had to use absolutely all of the elastics, and I do still have some of the boards left over. Miraculously, my chair is actually visible now. I can't believe it. It needs some vacuuming because I had a planter there, and so there's some plant debris. So probably the last thing I'll do tonight is give it a little bit of a vacuum, and we'll deal with this tomorrow. I can't believe I did that. Oh my god. Let me also show some of what happened over here. So I rearranged some of the order. So I've got yarns here, and I put fluffy and more like lace weight yarn slash string right there. Probably one of the fabrics will go there. Probably the big one that has all of the like bed sheets and some old pants and things like that. I'll probably put back down there. Here I moved up my embroidery hoops because they were previously there, but then it made it difficult to actually open the shelves. I'm not sure what I'll put on top of here. I may or may not use this pushing box. We will see. And I think I'm gonna do like interfacing muslin canvas batting on here. Yeah. Oh, and I moved my rulers and such down here because it was previously right there, and it would kind of be in the way of what we got going on.
I've had this rocking chair since I was maybe 8, so it does mean a lot to me, and it just tends to get buried under anything and everything. You guys know what I'm talking about. We all have the chair TM that we just throw stuff on, so my chair TM is finally getting some loving, at least.
Well, I was about to start organizing when I encountered a problem. You can kind of see here, it's not paralleled, they're slightly bowed. And so I think the end of this is getting stuck on the bowed part of this, and now I can't get it in or out. So I should either have them permanently off or permanently up. I know. I can't even get this one unstuck right now. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna be able to do. And of course, I was able to force it out, but yeah, I think we're gonna have to be without doors. I think it's just gonna have to be a shelf. That's annoying.
Undoing all the various screws. This is what I get for buying furniture on Amazon. They're not the best quality, but had to do with what I was able to get my hands on.
I don't know why, but all of the pegs on this side came off, but I was not able to get any of the pegs on this. They're really in there.
Starting with the cart, as I said, I was putting interfacing and canvas and muslin, things like that. I put some of the felt on the bottom because, frankly, they did not fit in the felt section that I had. First shelf is woven. I'm trying to organize things by color and then patterns and then just thickness. Second shelf, all the knits and stretchy things and some special ones. And then we have lace and other interesting fabrics that didn't really fit in the other two categories. Moving my patterns into this nice little square. They just fit so perfectly. Fleeces up on top, along with the smaller scraps. Finally, the big section with average household things that I think I can salvage for fabric, and then the other larger amounts of fabric.
There's absolutely still more that needs to be done. It's not perfect by any means, but I'm willing to go through it with you guys, and we'll make some pretty things. Well, I certainly have a lot more space now. I hope that this will help me be able to use my supplies more, my materials more, and with this channel I'd like to explore a lot of different things with you guys, and this was the first step to not only introduce you guys to my channel, but also to set myself in the right mindset and working with myself to manage things, to be able to concisely see what it is that I have, and when the inspiration comes, either from the fabric itself or something I finally have to use that fabric for, I have an easy way to get it out and also put it back in. So here's to making a lot more things in the future. I'll see you there. You want to be in the video? Come here. Yeah, come here. Are you a baby? What are you doing? Are you being so helpful? Wow, thanks, buddy.